Well, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hey guys, why don't you hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel? I would love to have you here on a regular basis. And it helps the channel, and you get to see cool stuff like this. What is this? Let's get to it. This is the Baby Banter. And I can hear some of you already. Now, my channel tends to focus on larger knives. But recently I have been, as I said in a recent video, I've had reason to carry some smaller knives, and this instantly became one of the small knives that I keep with me. Now, the regular Banter and I don't have the best relationship. It's a great knife, but it's just not that comfortable for me for a couple of reasons, which is why I haven't reviewed one yet. If I get the opportunity to get another one in, I will review it. But this thing, this knife was actually sent to Women Carry Knives by Ben. And she liked it so much that she went out and she got herself a purple one as well. This is a great knife. It just is. Now, I have a small selection of small knives that I carry as a backup, fifth pocket, or supporting knife all the time. This particular design is instantly one of them. It's just a great knife. But let's talk about the other ones that I carry. Let's move this down a little bit so that you can keep looking at it, but we'll share. So my all-time favorite small knife is the HEA Designs Hunter. Now you can see it's bigger than the Baby Banter, but almost everything is. Another personal favorite is the Mini Sheepdog. That is another great small knife. A knife that I carry that is small, that surprises me no end in how good it is the Rhea here. Let's do this so you can see what we're talking about, is the Rhea. Now this, again, not a tiny knife by comparison, but it's a very small knife, but man, is this thing comfortable. This is one of the newer ones in my Carta with the titanium clip. This is a great pocket knife. All of these are great pocket knives. And of course, you know, I carry the Calmigo a lot because it's a California legal auto and it's really small and very light. In with all of this good company, as of now, is the Banter here, the Baby Banter. This is Nitro V steel. It is a liner lock. It is built in such a way, it's got this marvelous choil. I think this is considerably more interesting looking than the standard Banter as well. But right here, if I hold on just to the handle, it is a really nice three-finger knife. But if I come up to that choil, this is a full grip knife for me with a little tiny blade that happens to be very sharp. I think Civivi does not mess around. They know what they're doing. The thumb studs work absolutely every time. This is a really great pocket knife. It's got a great deep carry clip with flush-mounted screws, as you can see. And so while this is the smallest of the small knives, oh, and by the way, my absolute favorite smaller knife is the Pelican here by Concept Knives. This thing, for the same reason that I love the Baby Banter, is just absurdly comfortable in hand. This is a great knife. All right, so let's put that up here. Let's move these off to the side a little bit. Now let's talk. Oh, also, I got a new Rule Number 9 coin. I belong to the ZT group on Facebook. And look at this coin. Isn't this thing beautiful? This thing is fantastic. I love this. Anyway, if you want to know what Rule Number 9 is, ask down in the comments. I'll be happy to tell you. Ben designed just a superior knife here. Plenty of room to get to the lock bar in here, right? You can actually reach it all the way down here, but it's not sharp. It's got just enough jimping on it to get your thumb behind it. Snap is really good. Feel in hand is superb. And because of this lovely sort of leaf-shaped blade, I know how to speak, and because it's got a little tiny bit of flat, but a lot of drop down to the edge, it's just a great cutter. Nitro V is really good steel. Look, if you're looking for a fifth pocket knife that's not an auto, look at this. And these things are $58. $58 for Civivi build quality with Nitro V steel, Ben's design, An excellent deep carry pocket clip. Come on. This thing is fantastic. So we've already done a size comparison with it against some of my favorite small knives, which are all bigger. Well, where is it as compared to this? If we look at it right next to the Calmigo, you can see these knives are very similar in size, right? If you come forward to the choil, you get just as much grip. But in fact, the Baby Banter here is a little more comfortable because of how tall the end of the handle is. Nothing is really better than this, but these are very hard to come by. Yeah, look, these are the two recommendations. People talk to me like, I'm looking for something small, fifth pocket, backpacking, camping, hiking, backup knife. While all of these are very good, these are the two that I will go forward recommending. I really will. If you're looking for an auto, the Calmigo or the Runt, well, you can't go wrong with the Runt either, but the Calmigo is an excellent way to go. If you're looking for a non-auto, don't let one of these get past you. And they come in a bunch of different colors. Man, anyway, this is really good. Let's look at the specs just so we know what we're talking about. You get 1.9 inches of cutting on what looks like just about 2¼ inches of, a little more, 2¼ inches of Nitro V blade steel. The grip area, we'll do it in two ways. From behind the swell is a little over 2.5 inches. If you include the choil, it's 3.5, right? So while my pinky does hang off the end a little bit, because of the way this is designed, it grips really, really nicely. The overall knife is a very, very non-threatening. What are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 inches long. This is exactly the kind of knife you want if you work in a really professional setting, or if you work somewhere where knives are sort of frowned upon, but you really want to carry a knife. This Baby Banter is just 100% what you want to look for. It's got jimping right here, where my thumb lands, so I assume yours will land close. But because of the shape of the blade, if you're cutting, what do you do with this mostly? Packages and food, right? So your finger comes forward beautifully, and it's great for draw cuts. It does have enough of a tip on it if you need to do, press into some material, if you need to go this way. And while I wouldn't recommend it, you probably could make your point. See what I did there? I'm sorry. I'll show myself out. Make your point if you needed to, because it does have a nice little tip on it. The blade stock is very, very thin. I can hear Nick Shabazz being very happy about that. But not so thin as to feel as though it's going to come apart on you, but it is very thin, which does help coming down to this exceptionally nice cutting edge. There is absolutely a role for small knives. And if you're going to get one, you might as well get a good one. And if you don't want to spend the $130 for a ProTech Runt or a ProTech Calmigo, or the even more money for some of the other knives, but you're looking for something that is, smaller than the Rhea here, check out the Baby Banter. Let's compare it against my standard size comparison knives so we can really, really show how small this thing is. Here it is against the Bug Out. Now the Bug Out looks like a monster pocket knife next to the Rhea. And here it is against the full-size Griptilian, right? So it is a tiny knife, but done really well. Makes me super happy. Another small knife that has gained a lot of interest lately, of course, and you've seen this a bunch in my videos lately. This one belongs to Women Carry Knives, but I really like it, is the Mini 940, the 945 Osborne. This is a great knife, but considerably more expensive, right? And I like the blade shape on the Baby Banter better. I love the reverse tanto of the Osborne design. I do. But for everyday package opening and food opening and even food prep, the Baby Banter is a little more useful, honestly. I mean, come on, you can't go wrong with this, but that is a great knife. It is lightweight and exceptionally well made. This one came with no fit and finish issues at all. And I really want to focus, man, look at that. Completely nothing to get in the way of this thing just sinking down into the pocket on this excellent deep carry clip. Civivi makes excellent pocket knives. This is no exception. I know. Look, I'm really talking this thing up, but here's the thing. When this thing landed, I was already not on Team Banter. I don't like the Banter. It's not a knife for me. I don't think it's comfortable in my hand. It's bigger. You know, I have knives that already do that job. So when this thing landed, Women Carry Knives was super excited, and I was like, meh. And then she handed it to me and said, carry the thing for a day. And I went, I'm going to carry my big knives. And she said, no, just carry it. And I did. And she was 100% correct. It is a joy to carry and a joy to use. And I was wrong in my initial assessment and very happy to be wrong about it because this is a great pocket knife. All right, let's weigh it out. I don't think it's going to weigh much. But let's find out. The Baby Banter comes in at a whopping 2 ounces. What is the bug out? Is it 1.9? 1.8. So 0.2 of an ounce heavier than the bug out for Nitro V steel. And honestly, while I do love the bug out, this is a great pocket knife. It's so thin in hand and light that I don't know. I just never really felt for this knife as an actual carry and use knife. That's why it's primarily my size comparison tool. Whereas the Baby Banter here just feels great to hold on to. It really does. And I mentioned that it's a thin slice of Nitro V. Let's take a look at how thin. You guys are going to have to go somewhere else for the actual edge. I don't measure edges. My hands are just not that delicate. I always end up screwing it up. All right, let's see. I think this is going to be 2.3 millimeters. The handle itself at its thickest point is 10 millimeters, which is 0.4, so right? Just at a quarter of an inch. A little more, excuse me, a little over a quarter of an inch. I mentioned the closed profile. Let's take a look at that. Closed profile on this is an inch, just shy of an inch and a quarter. And the closed length is 3 inches and an eighth. So, yeah. This thing is awesome. Thank you for rocking the table, Lola. I appreciate that no end. Anyway, that is the Baby Banter by Civivi Knives. It is a great blade steel. It is an excellent small design. And I think that everyone who gets one of these is going to be very happy. And of course, it is lefty. You get lefty love. You can flip the clip if you want, which is a really nice touch. We're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching my look at the Baby Banter here. I hope you have enjoyed taking a look at it. I know I've enjoyed carrying it. I'm very grateful to Women Carry Knives for putting this in my hand for the experience. I feel like one, if not this one, then one is going to be added to my collection very soon. If you have any questions about this knife or any of my knives, feel free to ask down in the comments below. And of course, keep in mind, once again, it is tiny. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Have a great one.